Greetings to all our viewers. I hope each and every one of you has had a smooth transition into the new year, 2022. On today's topic or episode, I'll be talking about overcoming challenges and also listening to your intuition. On today's episode, I will discuss and elaborate on a few things. And the first one is how we can best manage or overcome every day-to-day challenges, especially as women within today's society. I will touch base on the importance of tapping into your intuition and listening to your own inner voice. I will also speak about growth and the importance of filling your own cup to become a whole overall. So many of us had to overcome many challenges to be able to be in the present moment today. Every challenge comes with its own lesson, and I feel that challenges are a way for us to pause and re-evaluate what it is that we are pouring our time and energy into. Now, when we acknowledge that we need to overcome a challenge, we tend to ask ourselves so many questions. And one of the most common questions we ask ourselves is, why is this happening to me? Instead of allowing ourselves to maybe see it as a learning curve. I believe that challenges happen to us to teach us something that we need to learn. It's like a lesson. And with a lesson, we then either pass the test of that lesson and move up to a different level of understanding. And when you are trying to overcome a different moment, you need to keep in mind that you need to be patient with yourself. You need to begin the process of asking yourself, what is this teaching me? That way you are training your mind and thought pattern to also see the positivity while working towards overcoming the challenges in your day-to-day life. There are many ways we can overcome challenges, and let's keep in mind that everyone overcomes a difficult challenge in a different way. One of the ways to overcome challenges, which I think is helpful, is by having a positive mindset, even if things are going wrong. I feel like this helps us to balance both the positive and the negative side of the situation. Another way to overcome challenges that you might be going through in your day-to-day life is to understand that you are never alone. Every individual in this world has their low points, and it is completely okay to feel your feelings or emotions and understand the lesson. I have a few strategies that can help someone who is listening to this episode on how to overcome a challenge that they might be going through or they might be stuck on. So I'll share a few examples. Number one is in regards to stimulating your growth. So it is very important to stimulate your growth with a new perspective and always understand the power of your emotions, and to also learn how to challenge that energy towards growth and nothing else but growth. Always remain calm by gaining perspective while also building clarity and certainty. When things go really bad within our own personal life, we tend to allow that to affect other parts of our lives. And by doing that, we begin to lose focus, and our relationships with others starts to become toxic and very unhealthy. Always remember that stability in one area during the midst of the storm can be a source of strength. Always try to be productive. When you are going through a challenge, the worst thing you can do to yourself is to disengage from the very thing that you are most passionate about. And what's really important is that when you are going through a very challenging moment, when you are trying to overcome a challenge, the most thing to keep in mind is to ask for help. Always make sure that you step out of your comfort zone and ask for help, so that you may be able to overcome that struggle or that moment of difficulty. And the most very important one is to always give yourself a fresh start with silence and solitude. Now, when you really think about it, the human brain is the most amazing thing in this world. It is certainly capable of coming up with solutions to the problems that we face. Now, I'll talk about intuition. What is intuition? Intuition to many of us is a feeling in your gut when you instinctively know that something you are doing is right or wrong. Life always brings us to many crossroads. Sometimes our first instinct will be to seek external guidance to lead us the right way, and often we grasp desperately for someone else to simplify our decision for us. Now, let's think about this for a minute. If you learn to turn inwards, you'll discover, if you haven't already so, that you've possessed a powerful guidance system within you all along. And that's what intuition really is. It's your guidance system. It's that inner voice of yours that is telling you when something is wrong and is telling you when something is right. So we are so blessed with an intuitive guidance system. And the more we learn to listen to it, like really listen to it and use it, the more confident and tactful we will become at reassuring ourselves as we dance with the unraveling of our journeys. So intuition, what is it exactly? And how do you tap into that power of knowing or understanding your intuition, your inner self as a whole? So thankfully, many of us may already have a strong connection with our intuition, while many of us are unaware that we have within us an inner wisdom that is always on our side. Your intuition is the divine intelligence that continuously guides you in realizing and actualizing your goals. It is the immediate knowledge of exactly what to do and can gracefully guide you in all of your choices throughout your life. In regards to this, just while we're talking about intuition, think about divine wisdom, internal knowledge. So knowledge that is within, knowledge that is internally within yourself, not externally, but internally. Intuition can be a guiding force. It can guide you to make the right choices if you really take the time to listen to your intuition. Intuition is also your higher self speaking to you. It's like your future self. Right now, in this present moment, many of us probably don't have a clue where we'll be in the next 5 to 10 years, but our intuition will lead us towards our higher self. Now, as individuals, as human beings, it is very important for us to delve into these thoughts and considerations, to better know your own inner wisdom and to begin to better trust yourself and your direction today. I just have a few examples of how to listen or tap into your intuition. So the first one would be to trust your gut. So your gut is it's a feeling within yourself that you can feel when something isn't going right, like I've said previously. So by tapping into your intuition, it is really important to trust your gut feeling. Trust whatever it is that you feel very uncomfortable about within yourself. For example, just an example for our viewers, you might apply for a job and that might not be the job that you really want, but because you need the money, you'll still apply for it because it's going to put food on the table. Within that moment, your gut, your inner self, there's some type of feeling that you'll feel. You'll know whether you should go through with that job or whether you shouldn't go through with that job. That's what intuition is. When you make a decision to go somewhere and your inner self is telling you not to go to that place, that's what it means by trusting your gut feeling and trusting yourself as a whole. And with that, we all know the sensation of when something doesn't feel right, when our circumstances are just wrong. It's also common to feel a strong urge or twisting of our gut. And that's the moment where you need to take a pause and really listen to your inner world. That's what I call it. The second one is to follow energy shifts. So it is very important to follow your energy and to be aware of your energy and how powerful it is as well. And sometimes we can wrestle with the question of whether we made the right choice or not. And sometimes we might obsess over it, even well after we have taken the action. That's why it's really important to follow your energy, to know yourself from deep within, so that when you're making these choices, you can balance it and understand whether you're making the right choices for the right purpose or whether you're just going to waste time and energy. Another one is to also tune into your body. Listen to your body. Listen to what your body is telling you, the type of food your body is telling you to eat. So in regards to that, it is very important to listen to our bodies because our bodies always speak a different language. In terms of our health, if we don't listen to our body, our health could really deteriorate on all different types of levels. It is also, with intuition, it is also very important to pay attention to the synchronicities that are happening in your life. Now, in regards to that, when we lead a life in alignment with our greatest potential and development, the universe will frequently gift us with signs of assurance. So we need to be open to what life presents on our path, basically. So as we dream, manifest, and shoot off rockets of desires through our thoughts and beliefs, the universe supports us, the universe and God. In turn, by sending us the circumstances, the people, opportunities, and situations that will bring our advancement in life. It is very important to keep in mind that we need to be present in our day-to-day activities so that we can see the meaningful patterns and coincidences when they occur. What's really important as well is when you're trying to tap into your intuition and understand what that inner voice is trying to tell you, it is very important to take the time to be in a quiet space. So, in our world of constant content, of bombardment, and multiple forces grabbing for our attention, it can become challenging to tap into the voice of sensation of our intuition. Like, the world we live in is so busy that it can become very hard for us to turn inwards and listen to our inner voice and our intuition. But it's also important to be aware and to block out the noise when you need to do so. When we are up against making a decision, it's also important to create room for clarity. When you allow your mind to rest, the mud of many thoughts settles, and your mind becomes an open and clear channel for your thoughts and emotions to flow through. So, going back to overcoming challenges, you need to try your very best to step away from your current situation and bring yourself to a state of mind and location where you can decompress, dissolve, any sense of pressure, anxiety, or tension that may be present by focusing on deep breaths. It's very important to also just pause and always focus on your breathing. So it just try to have that peace of mind so that you can fully understand what it is that is happening in your world. So in this spaciousness, when you're in a space of peacefulness, you can dissolve the clutter of your fears, insecurities, and doubts, and also uncertainty, to hear the deep, confident, clear knowing of our inner wisdom. And last but not least, it is so important to do your shadow work. There is a quote by a author by the name of Roy T. Burnett, and it states that you'll never follow your own inner voice until you clear up the doubts in your mind. So, in regards to this, in order for us to experience a clear, uninterrupted dialogue with our intuition, we must clear, touch, and heal the parts of ourselves that we would rather pretend did not exist. So with that said, the reason why I wanted to talk about overcoming challenges today and intuition is because many of us are starting to really awaken to the truth. We're really starting to help God to really build our lives and build our empires in the most healthiest way possible. And I just wanted to put this awareness out there so that if there's anyone going through a very challenging time, at least they will be able to listen to this and hopefully take something out of it. And in regards to intuition, I find listening to your intuition very important. And the reason for that is because once you go within, you tend to get to know yourself on a whole different level, on a very deep level. So in regards to that, I'd love to say a massive thank you to all our viewers for always taking the time to tune in on the voices of South Sudanese women. And hopefully this year brings blessings and many gifts into your lives and really helps you to become a better person within your own journey in life. So in regards to that, I'd just like to say thank you for taking the time to tune in on episode 1, season 2 of the Voices of South Sudanese Women. Until next time, you guys stay blessed, stay positive, and I'm sending you guys all my love, peace, and joy. Thank you.